Excellencies, ambassadors, head of missions, representatives of international organizations, development partners, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is both a pleasure and a privilege to welcome you once again. I thank each of you for your continued engagement with the government and people of the Republic of Somaliland, and for your presence at this important dialogue. When I addressed many of you in this very forum shortly after assuming office, our government was only beginning its work. I spoke then of our determination to consolidate peace, strengthen state institutions, and translate the confidence placed in us by our people into a tangible national progress. Today, I retain not merely to restate those commitments, but to report on the progress we have made, the challenges we continue to confront, and the partnership we seek as we move forward. One of the first priorities of my government was the restoration of peace in Eastern Seoul. At that time, approximately 6,000 militia members had voluntarily laid down their arms and entered a government-led program of demobilization and military integration. I am pleased to report that this process has now been successfully completed, and those former combatants fully trained and integrated into Somaliland National Army. Shortly thereafter, a separate conflict emerged in our region between two major communities. Through sustained government engagement, traditional leadership, and inclusive dialogue, that conflict has been brought under control. A government-sponsored reconciliation peace conference was currently underway in Garissa, reflecting Somaliland's long-standing tradition of resolving disputes through dialogue, consensus, and mutual respect. Peace remains the foundation upon which every other national objective must reset. I'm glad that the conference has been concluded in understanding and in positive results to consolidate the peace in the region. When I first met you, I outlined our four strategic priorities that would guide our development agenda: livestock, agriculture, fisheries, and renewable energy. As implementation progressed, it became increasingly evident that these productive sectors could only reach their full potential if supported by modern national infrastructure. Accordingly, we expanded our priorities to include strategic investment in roads, water, energy, healthcare, education, and communications, the essential pillars upon which sustainable economic transformation depends. At that time, I stated clearly that Somaliland had not come before the international community with a begging bowl. I reconfirm that position today. We seek partnership, not dependency. We seek investment, not charity. And above all, we seek relations founded on mutual respect, shared interests, and common responsibilities. Excellencies, 1 year and 7 months later, I stand before you to account for what has been achieved. Among the most consequential developments during this period has been the international recognition of Republic of Somaliland by the State of Israel on 26 December 2025. The recognition extended by the member state of the United Nations in over 35 years. For the people of Somaliland, this was not merely a diplomatic milestone. It was the affirmation of reality they had defended, sustained, and strengthened over more than 3 decades. The response from the parties of the international community was mixed. While some welcomed this historic development, others expressed reservations, even though many of the same countries themselves maintain long-standing diplomatic relations with Israel. With respect, differing perspectives, equally we remain steadfast in our conviction that Somaliland's sovereign status deserves recognition based on the objective realities we have created: democratic governance, peaceful transfers of power, functioning institutions, responsible security, and regional stability. Recognition is not the conclusion of our journey. It is the natural consequence of what Somaliland has consistently demonstrated. Excellencies, peace remains the first priority still of my government. We continue to pursue a Somaliland-only solution to the conflict in Las Anod through dialogue, reconciliation, and national consensus. At the same time, we cannot ignore the increasing destabilizing role played by the federal government of Somalia. Rather than addressing the significant political security and humanitarian challenges confronting its own citizens, it has too often chosen to externalize its internal difficulties by intervening Somaliland internal affairs. Some of our international partners continue to encourage the resumption of dialogue between Somaliland and Somalia. We have demonstrated our willingness to engage in such dialogue before. Indeed, we did so repeatedly, in good faith, and at considerable political cost. Unfortunately, several of the limited but meaningful agreements reached during those engagements were subsequently violated by Somalia. The management of civil aviation and airspace remains a clear and contemporary example. We therefore respectively ask our international partners not simply to encourage dialogue, but also to encourage Somalia the compliance with agreements already reached. During dialogue requires mutual respect, implementation of commitments, and confidence that agreements will be honored. Excellencies, our investment in national infrastructure continue to gather momentum. Using primarily domestic resource, we have brought the Borama-Bakir Road and Hargeisa-Balligubelda Road close to completion. Construction continues to Lowyacado-Saylac-Borama corridor with support from our development partners, while expansion of Hargeisa-Inaguha Road is progressing steadily. We have also commenced the work of 2 strategic projects, Burco-Odweyne-Hargeisa corridor and Arigabo-Maid Road as well. These projects are vital for our national cohesion, regional commerce, and economic inclusion. Somaliland stands ready to contribute significantly to their financing and implementation. Excellencies, energy remains central to our economic transformation. For many years, Somaliland has endured some of the highest electricity tariffs anywhere in the world, an obstacle to industrial development, private investment, and household welfare. My government has already reduced the electricity costs across our principal urban cities from approximately 80 cents to 59 cents per kilowatt. Berbera, the main port of Somaliland, now enjoys tariffs as low as 20 cents per kilowatt, largely owing to successful investment in renewable energy. Our objective is clear: extended, affordable, reliable, and sustainable energy across the country, and bring national electricity costs closer to Berbera model during the lifetime of this administration. Excellencies, water security remains among Somaliland's most pressing long-term challenges. In several regions along our southern frontier, groundwater reserves lie more than 600 meters below the surface. According to this, strategic research requires advanced technological and geological specialized expertise capable of identifying both the quantity and quality of available water. We therefore seek partnerships with institutions and countries possessing the technical capabilities necessary to unlock this resource. This resource is the water. And water is the main problem, and maybe in the region as well. We also look forward to engaging Royal Norwegian Embassy regarding valuable findings generated through Norwegian-supported study on deep groundwater resources in Somaliland, with the aim of ensuring that the data relating specifically to Somaliland can continue to future national water planning. Healthcare is another area where meaningful reform is underway. Every year, thousands of our citizens travel abroad, seeking specialized medical treatments, placing significant financial burdens upon families and national economy. Our objective is to transform Hargeisa Group Hospital into a modern national referral hospital capable of providing high-quality specialist care within Somaliland itself. This is not simply an investment in healthcare, it is an investment in dignity, reliance, self-reliance, and national resilience. Excellencies, I may conclude. We have not returned to Nairobi today with a longer list of requests. We have returned with evidence of militia peacefully integrated into a national army with the assistance of no government. Evidence of conflict is resolved through dialogue rather than force. Evidence of democratic governance is strengthened through peaceful constitutional institutions. Evidence of international recognition earned through perseverance. Evidence of roads under construction. Electricity becoming more affordable. Hospitals being modernized. And a national development and advancing through our own commitment and resources. The Republic of Somaliland remains committed to peace, responsible governance, and regional stability, and constructive international engagement. What we ask our friends is the same request I made when I first addressed this forum. Engage with Somaliland not as an extension of another political entity, but as a responsible and capable sovereign partner, ready to continue to our shared objective of peace, security, prosperity, and sustainable development. Together, let us build partnerships founded not on assumptions, but on achievements, not on aspirations alone, but on demonstrated commitment. I thank you, every one of you. May God bless Republic of Somaliland, and may He bless our partnership. Thank you very much.